And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. Since Kanye West has been in the media, and this is an obvious planned distraction, but at the same time, it's a good lesson for people to understand when they want a red pill and they want to unplug from the matrix in a perceptual manner, because physically not going anywhere, but we're talking about in the sense of reality and your perception of reality. You're expanding your consciousness and your awareness. You're becoming more aware of what the fuck is going on. So with Kanye West, regardless of whether or not he is a controlled opposition or where the case may be, if he actually is being a free conscious person and not being an NPC following the script, regardless, what he is saying about Jewish people in the hip hop community is nothing new. I knew this shit when I was a fucking kid, right? In the late 90s. Because I'm a hip hop geek. I'm a hip hop nerd, whatever. Like, love hip hop, rap music. Like, I study the history of it and watch plenty of documentaries. Obviously, I'm not the, hip hop in America or whatever. It's not that old anyways. I'm only 35. So, talking about the late 70s, right? Early 80s. I was born in 87. So, there you go. Right around the cusp of it. And to watch its evolution, today's music versus music in the past. And when I say that in the sense of music and hip hop, I'm talking about in the sense of mainstream. Because what this is about is money. So when Kanye West is talking about the Jewish people and stuff like that, when people are always like, oh, who's they behind it? Who's they? Who's doing this? And where are they? Well, you're starting to hear who they are in all industries, in all facets of society. World Economic Forum, Charles Schwab, BlackRock, Vanguard, right? Your so-called Bilderberg Group. You're starting to hear the names of these groups and actually starting to see the names of some of these people. So when he's talking about Jewish people in hip hop, what he's talking about are those behind the scenes, being lawyers, being part of the marketing team, management teams, right? We were talking about, if I'm not mistaken, Eminem's manager, Paul Rosenberg, right? We're going Rosenberg, right? Those are, I guess, more your German Jewish names. And even with all that, we're still not talking about a skin type, skin tone, or a certain location or where in which people originated. We're not even talking about bloodline. We're talking about a mindset. That's what we're talking about here, a mindset. That's all it's about, is a mindset. We let it trickle down to this rudimentary, stupid shit where we're talking about skin tones or some type of physicality or even location at times as how we group people together. But what we're actually talking about is a mindset. And also Kabbalism. So when he's talking about Jewish people, he's talking about those more who are Kabbalists, and Kabbalism is more the kind of mysticism, spirituality side of Judaism. And I'm sure even within that group, they have their certain seculars, their certain sections or whatever group within a group. And it's there in plain sight. No one says anything when Israel bombs Palestine. The Gaza Strip when they bomb Damascus in Syria, when they're bombing Islamic land or Islamic places and stuff. No one says anything when Israel does that shit. But God forbid you say something about Jewish people, all of a sudden you're anti-Semitic. What? You ain't say nothing bad. You just point out something. And it's not people in the sense of the skin tone, their so-called ethnicity. It's their mindset. And not even necessarily their religious belief. Because you look into that stuff, you'll find out some things that are part of it. Now, at Kanye West, as people think that what he's saying is crazy, the fucked up thing about all this is if you hear something that's completely different than what you're used to hearing, and if your first response to that is it's crazy, guess what? You're a fucking NPC. You're in the Matrix. You're still in that perception, a lack of awareness. Because if you hear something that you never heard before and your first response is it's crazy, guess what? It's a programmed response. Right? That's a quick knee-jerk emotional reaction. Because the authentic reaction should be nothing. The information you're hearing is neither positive or negative. It's not a good or bad. It's not a right or wrong. It's not a fact or a lie. It's just information. It's neutral. You determine what to do with it. And if you automatically you just hear something, oh, that's crazy. Like I always say that. I say crazy shit. Some of my friends, family, I tell them, oh yeah, I know I say crazy shit. I say that in a sense to, well, not to fuck with their heads or not to try to not be like, hey, y'all just don't understand none of the shit that's going on. But I changed my tone over the years too to be like, hey, I know what I say sounds crazy, but it's not. It's just you don't understand what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to call you a fucking idiot, but what I am trying to tell you is knowledge is power and you're lacking it. That's what it is, bro. So if a motherfucker says something that sounds different to you and you say it's crazy, you're crazy. You're crazy for not actually trying to go out there and attain some more knowledge and information. Trying to expand your awareness. You're crazy. Because that's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over without no results. So if you listen to the same shit over and over and you think life is just the way it is based on the information that you know, sounds like insanity to me. Sounds kind of fucking crazy, correct? Just saying. But anything, the stuff that he's been talking about lately is nothing new, right? Nothing new. I've been saying this shit, the podcast I've been doing for 2 years. Been saying the same shit. Jews and hip hop, like I said, I knew when I was a fucking kid. Late 90s, early 2000s. Because I was watching documentaries. Look up the history of Def Jam Records. Because this is where Kanye West is coming out of. He's coming out of Def Jam. He's coming out of Rockefeller. Rockefeller Association has an association with Def Jam Records. I think they had a distribution deal, if I'm not mistaken. But Def Jam Records has an imprint on pretty much everything in hip hop. And then you look at the lawyers behind it. The lawyers sitting alongside with what is it? Is Russell Simmons? Yeah. What is Russell Simmons there, right? And his brother is what's his name on with Run DMC and shit. So look at the Beastie Boys, right? Interscope, Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre. You know, I see all these connections. Go back to what I was mentioning earlier. See how hip hop music is now today. Drugs, guns, violence. Although that's been a thing for like the past 2 decades, but even more so, they're gonna keep turning it up and turning it up. It's designed to affect not skin tone, but a mentality. We're talking about concept. We're talking about psychological warfare. A war is going on for your mind because you are the product. I wouldn't say product. You are what being consumed. I remember hearing someone say that before. I always forget the fucking name. But you are the one that's being consumed. Because they packaged hip hop and they shipped that shit around the fucking world all at the same time. I know in America, they're like, oh, you know, hip hop started in South Bronx, blah, blah. That's cool. Whatever. Doesn't matter. They took the music and shipped it around the world at the same time. I listen to Japanese hip hop. And it's just like American hip hop, but slightly different. But not in the sense that they're copying things from over here, but in the sense as if it's kind of evolved on its own. Well, of course it did. Because when you look at hip hop in other countries, it's the same thing. Right? And all hip hop is a blending of a whole bunch of sounds to a tempo around 80 to 120 beats per minute. 60 if you want to get real slow, right? When you listen to trap music, you know what trap music actually is? It's hi-hat. That's what it is. It's a hi-hat sound. And sped up to make it seem like it's going faster. That's all it is. That's all it is. We'll call trap music because it's being made into the in the trap house in the dope spot, T.I., Gucci Mane, they coming out of the South and shit like that. Oh yeah, this is that real trap music and stuff like that. But you also have the trunk music coming out of Texas. Right? You had Outkast in the 90s too, coming out of the South. You had Ludacris. You had your West Coast gangster rap. You see how the shit is kind of being divided up by location to sell music based on locality to influence those around it. All they're doing is going into impoverished areas, taking people and shoving it, and saying, hey, here's a bunch of money. Sign this contract. And what do you do when you never seen a bunch of money? You're going to sign that contract. But who is offering these contracts out? Last time I checked, motherfuckers in the hood don't have no law degrees, right? Right? Ain't got no law degrees, right? Motherfuckers ain't got no education, right? Because they can hear some music and start rapping over it. That's cool. You got LLC, that's cool. Do you know anything about distribution deals? Do you know anything about mastering? Owning your actual songs, owning the things. You know where you got that sound from, that loop, that sample? Right? So those people don't know those things. That's not the business side of it. So who's going to do the business side? You just happen to see these so-called Jewish people, these based on a mindset, behind the scenes pulling strings and setting everything in place? And then you get mad when a motherfucker says what's going on? Kanye West is not the first fucking person to say that. It's been a known thing in hip hop. I don't understand how what he's saying freaked people out and it's anti-Semitic. That has been a known thing in hip hop. That is not a fucking surprise. And I continue to be not shocked, but just like, God damn, man, is everyone a complete fucking idiot? All you gotta do is stop and just think. I get on my son all the time. Stop and think. That's it. I get on my daughter to stop and think. That's it. That's it. All y'all got your fucking phones in your hand looking at the screen already. Just pull up a fucking page on your internet browser and look the shit up. Look up who owns record companies. Look up who owns the masters. Prince tried to get his masters back, and next thing you know, Prince is dead. Probably just a coincidence, I guess, though, right? Dave Chappelle is like, nah, I know I'm worth more than this. I'm not doing all this. Y'all got me trying to do all this shit for money. Remember the stand-up he had, and he talked about how he did a pilot show with Fox, and they wanted to fly him out, and I think his dad was sick, and he wanted to be there with his dad, and they was like, don't worry about it. This is more important type thing. These people have a mindset in which they're worshiping money and pleasures. Some might call it demonic and satanic. Doesn't matter what you put at it. It's just their mindset is different. They have no problem stepping over. Why do you think Jay-Z fits in with them? Dame Dash told y'all how Jay-Z was. Jay-Z didn't like Kanye West as a rapper. And he said that. He said that shit. Jay-Z said the same thing Kanye West talking about Jewish people on the song OJ. But that song fits the narrative of talking about black people being niggas and house nigga and slave nigga and all this other stuff. He was still perpetuating that stereotype, keeping people caught within that matrix. Because when you say black people, it's not the skin tone. Everybody thinks that it's not the skin tone. It's a mindset, right? They put you. It's a social economic thing too. It's really it comes down to monetary because they put you into an impoverished area and they make it bad and they do. And this is done everywhere around the world to everyone. So no one is special of slavery or any type of treatment like that. Like, I swear to God, like everyone has to be a complete fucking idiot. Everyone has to be a complete fucking idiot because no one just stops and uses their brain. You know, you hear me get emotionally charged when everyone around me is just not using their brain, or the world itself is not using their brain. Think this shit through, man. Think this shit through. Before I get off topic. So with the whole hip hop being used to dumb down particular targeted groups, right? You can probably say something like that for maybe heavy metal if you want to do something in comparison to white people. Or it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't matter. Pop music itself is dumbed down shit, right? It's not to say you can't enjoy those things, but you have to understand what is being attempted to. Because you're not a free, independent thinking person, then you will follow right along to that script. Now you're NPC. Now you're just another motherfucker walking around the Matrix. But hip hop, mainstream hip hop, when it first started, we're Sugar Hill Gangs that we were rapping over disco records. Look at 80s hip hop. Think about Will Smith, right? Fresh Prince, Jazzy Jeff. Hell, LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool James. Like Cool Herc in the Game. Go back and listen to The Message. Like, go back and listen to early hip hop and see the difference between now and then. The tone was different. The positivity, the energy was different. Granted, some of that probably is coming off cocaine, but still, the energy is different. But now the drugs and sex and alcohol still has already been there. But now it's more you salivated in it. Because it's just been continuously being turned up. Well, I guess now you have your more or less your same-sex agenda that's going on and stuff like that too. Really, the emasculation of some men, particular men in society. But that's how you take down a nation. So that goes into another topic. But look back at early hip hop, man. Look at the conscious rappers and stuff. All right, listen to what they're rapping about. Common song, Her, talking about hip hop. Hell, fucking listen to Kanye West's early songs, College Dropout. Kanye West has always been one of those so-called pro-black people. Hell, I am a pro-black person, even though I hate that term. But through my progression of like trying to find ways to uplift black people and all this other shit, I realized, wait a minute, this is all just part of the Matrix too. This is all just another fucking lie, because everything's a lie. It's like once you break through one psychological barrier, then you can break through another. And then it becomes a thing of, well, when does this bitch end? How many psychological barriers do I have to break through to really completely unplug from this shit? That's a good question. But you look at the early hip hops and the type of music that was being out there, mainstream media wise, Run DMC, Aerosmith. Look at those popular songs. Look at who was selling. Then we go into the dance era in the sense of MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice. Almost one the same, right? You had some other artists around that time too. And then you all of a sudden, now you go Ice-T rapping, Cop Killer. Next thing you know, you have Guns and Gains Colors, which you did a song for a soundtrack for the movie. What's it called? What's the movie called? I forget what the movie is called. They're always perpetuating the mainstream hip hop and music, stuff like that. Negativity, gun violence, killing each other and stuff. If you go on there and say some shit about another black man, which they're doing about Kanye West, what happened? The black people don't want to stand up for him. The black people are like, oh yeah, Kanye been crazy. Yeah, we been ignoring him since he was talking about slavery was a choice. Yeah, you motherfuckers. Because what we're talking about slavery is actually indigent servants. People that owe debts because they took a loan or they took something out. You know what an actual slave is? A low-wage worker. That's why everybody's like, man, I feel like I'm working like a slave. You got me working 60 hours a week. Yeah, because you're not getting really compensated. That's all a slave is. Someone that understands that, you know what, I'm doing a lot of shit, but I don't feel like I'm getting really compensated the way I should be. When you think about slavery, what they got? Food, water, and a place to live. Some homeless people don't have that right now, right? Some of your drug ass on the street don't have that. Some of y'all not even that far from that. Some people out there in the world not that far from that because of the economy. So they get mad because he said that stuff. But he's saying something about Jews being in hip hop and running hip hop and stuff, and they say it's crazy. But yet, though, that's documented, bro. You can look that shit up. You can look at that shit up. I mean, how many times does something have to happen where it's no longer a coincidence and you're like, hey, this might be intentional, right? And you talk about Jews being in hip hop all over the place. Oh, I'm sorry. What is Drake? What is Drake? Is his mom not Jewish? Jews in hip hop, right? What the fuck, man? Come on, man. It's staring right in people's fucking face. And what you see with Kanye West is once you say something that kind of goes against a narrative or the script in which, and this is his own fault, by the way. This is all his own fault because he went into bed with these people and stuff. Look at his song. Look at the video to his song Power. No one man should have all that power. Look at that fucking video. That's a culture right there, right? That's your Kabbalah. That's your mysticism, Judaism, and all the other and those other ancient religions and shit like that, where they're worshiping Moloch and different Babylonian deities or whatever the case may be. Look up that shit, bro. Why you think that shit looks weird, right? Why does Katy Perry's videos look weird and shit? Why does everybody got their one hand over their eye and shit? Right? Why is everybody doing all these fucking symbols in their fucking videos and their symbolisms and everything? And you sitting here talking about, oh, what Kanye West is saying is crazy? Motherfucker, have you not been watching? Yeah, you're already reading the article and stuff. Let's go back to what I was talking about Dave Chappelle. He couldn't take it no more. He got annoyed with it and he left. And what happened? They say that he was crazy, that he was on crack, and he's doing drugs, he did all this shit. And he's like, bro, I just got away for a bit. That's it. Nothing special happened. Right? Mariah Carey had her trip where she went crazy. Britney Spears cut all her hair off, went crazy. Paris Hilton, all these people in this entertainment industry go crazy. And that includes sports and stuff. They go crazy. Why? Because something is fucking going on. And see, even that shouldn't be called crazy because those people aren't crazy. They're having mental breakdowns because they're dealing with some shit that is like fucking their head up. It's fucking their reality up. Because at some point you have to question your reality. We forget, we sit and we see these people on TV and everything and stuff like that. But these people, I want to say live in their own world. For the most part, they do. But they're seeing some things that they can't even talk about, not alone because you won't believe them, or you might believe them, or whatever the case may be, but because their livelihoods are at stake. Pay attention to what they're doing to Kanye West. This is what they're letting you know. You say some shit that we don't fucking like, we're shutting shit down. But that's your fault because you should never be involved with these people. Think about it this way. You're sitting at home. You're creating wherever you're creating. You do the things you do and stuff. And someone comes along and says, hey, you're doing a really good job, but I can take you to the next level. Now, if you're doing music, that's some music executive coming in trying to tell you that. My fault. A&R. So somebody, a scout. Talent scout. Modeling, same thing. Sports. They do this shit all the time with kids. Now, I'm seeing a lot of them youth sports. Well, I hate youth sports right now. There's heavy criticism of it because coaches, everybody's always coming up to some kid, hey, you're really good. But, if you go to this camp, if you join this AAU team, you can go, if you do this, you can get more exposure and go to the next level. Is everybody trying to stick their motherfucking hand in the cookie jar when you done bake the cookies and everything, and here they come trying to get the sweets without asking you? Well, not necessarily asking you for permission, just saying, oh yeah, I like what these cookies you got. Let me taste one of the motherfuckers. No, they want to ride your coattails. They want to be there for the success. But where was everybody at when you was grinding, trying to do the thing that you was trying to do? Right? Nobody's fucking there. They ain't with you there. They'll need to be with you with the success. But what happens is you take someone that doesn't have that much money. That's why they always love. We think the American dream is sold on. Oh, you can come to America and you can make tons of money doing whatever you want. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But the motherfucker behind you that was helping you get all that shit is making even more money. And that's what Kanye was talking about. Like, if black people say they started hip hop and black people and hip hop is a black thing, then how come nobody owns their own shit? Right? Nobody owns their own shit. So all you motherfuckers be like, oh, I'm pro-black. I care about black people, all the other stuff. No, the fuck you don't, you lying bastard. No, you don't. You're just as selfish as everybody else. Because if you actually did, you'll be asking the same question. Hey, how come nobody owns their own shit? In the NFL, they're like, oh, we need more NFL head coaches. Oh, yeah, the players, the league is majority black. We need more head coaches. We need more owners. But you don't have those. Why is that? Because people have no problem just taking the check and the money and going off about their business. They said, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Because the owner of the team is a multi-billionaire. Right? There's people out there that have so much money, Forbes don't even bother saying anything about it because they got all the money. They make sure no one fucking knows how much money they got. Surprise, surprise. So them Forbes taking Kanye West off the Forbes list don't mean shit. How you calculate someone's assets anyways? Only the shit that you know about. You don't know how much motherfucking money someone actually has. You don't know where they're trying to hide shit at. Because if you smart with your money, you will always be trying to hide something. But that's all they're doing, man. They're coming in, they're taking people's talent and everything. They're taking that little kid out the hood and stuff and saying, hey, man, you know, you got good talent. You're raw, bro. Yeah, you're raw. You're from the streets. They're going to love your shit. Hey, but you know what? No one hears you. Look, nobody listens to my shit. I do a horrible job in marketing. I don't get that many listeners, but I know what I'm saying can be put out there and I can get the huge following and all the other shit. If I decide to give into it, if I decide to answer those emails and be like, yeah, I do want this promotion. Yeah, I will be one of your brand products or ambassadors or wherever the case may be. Yeah, I'll cut this check and I'll do that shit like that. But I'm not doing that. Because one, that's just not me. Two, it ain't no shit I really want to be a part of if it was something I actually like, maybe. But more importantly, three, don't email me, oh, you got a good talent, we could do this. No, I'm good. I'm good because the technology is here for me to empower myself. See, in hip-hop, motherfuckers was making music, but where at? Nobody had a studio. They had to go to a place to rent studio, right? They was just rapping over the boombox and shit on the street corner. Look at the origin of where motherfuckers found Biggie, right? Motherfuckers just rapping on the street corner, so like that. Then you gotta go to the studio. No, do you have a studio? Does it? How many people own a studio? And then you gotta meet the producer in the studio because are you making your own beats? Are you making your own instrumentals? Do you even know how to count bars and write? What did I say? Some of y'all is not even worth dissing because you don't even know where to put the words on the kick or the snare. Like, it's just that shit like that. That's why some of these rappers are offbeat because they're not. They're just going there talking and stuff, right? Hey, people like Kodak Black, but I'm going to make fun of him because, I mean, come on, man. Like, y'all really think this is real hip-hop? This is rap music? Y'all really like this shit? This is good? It's always perpetuating mindset, and those people don't know any better. In the sense of they have been concerned with other things that they didn't think. They're being unaware. They're being ignorant. And that's their fault too. That's their fault too, because knowledge is power. The lack of knowledge that you have, the lack of power that you motherfucking have. Educate yourself. But they come in, they take up those kids or whatever, and they say, hey, don't worry about it. They throw all this stuff at them and everything. Those record deals that they're getting don't mean shit. Those are loans. Those are advancements. If you don't pay that money back, don't worry. You go make another fucking album, and that'll help pay it back. And then they go off and buy all their drugs. Kanye West did the same shit, bro. He did the same shit. I want to be on 106 in Park pushing the bins. I want to act all terrific like it's all terrific. I can't think of the rest of it. When it all falls down. He said it. He talked about the ignorance of wanting to have the chains and the clothes and the shoes and all the materialistic stuff. So none of the shit that he's saying is new. None of the shit he's saying is wild or crazy. This is none of it. Maybe you don't like the messenger, but you can't knock the message. You can't knock the information. But see, what they do is assassinate the character so you don't realize the information that you're hearing might be actually fucking worth something. As he's talking about ownership, owning things, but black people are like, oh, so-called black people, whatever you want to say, be like, oh, no. Actually, everybody like, oh, no, Kanye West is being racist. He's talking about Jewish people and all this other stuff. And, but look what happened. He said something and he got ripped off. Like, just all of a sudden, bam, he's taking off this, he's taking off that. Everybody just coming at him so hard. And he didn't say nothing even hateful or wrong in the sense of like you would think about racist people and stuff. Which also lets you know that they're letting you know, yeah, you can have free speech. It's not against the law and stuff, but we're going to find some way to punish you in society where you can't interact with us. They're playing gatekeepers to things that they can't gatekeep. Right? So what? Yeezy brand is not with Adidas. The second he get up his Yeezy brands, guess what? Motherfuckers gonna buy his shoes still. And that glues me. He should have been mad about what Adidas did to him. But it's also his fucking fault because he should never got a brand with Adidas. He knew that from the beginning. You cannot go into bed with these huge corporations because they see you as just another product to sell. And you need to fall in line. But don't worry, when you don't fall in line, we're going to take away your money supply. But you also cannot fall in love with the money either, because then you'll continue to do the same thing. When they talk about selling their souls, they're talking about exactly selling themselves for money. Having no pride in themselves, having no respect in themselves. You cannot sell yourself for money. You cannot just do something for money because money doesn't even exist. You're doing stuff for ego, for pleasure. You're doing stuff to keep you locked into this three-dimensional hybrid matrix that you want to be stuck in. You NPC. I'm trying to be Neo in this bitch. What are you talking about? It made me also think about Cat Williams. That was another thing too. Remember when Cat Williams was so-called going crazy? He started talking some shit. When he did a stand-up, he was talking about Michael Jackson stuff. He started talking about different things and all different shit. And next thing you know, he's crazy, right? Oh, he's crazy. Oh, he's losing his mind. Now, granted, just because someone has a mental breakdown, it doesn't make them crazy. It's a mental breakdown. It's a mental breakdown. These people ain't crazy. It's all the stress. Anyone and everyone can have a mental breakdown just from stress. Pay attention, man. Look what they did to Mel Gibson. Blackballed him from Hollywood. He said the same shit about Jewish people, right? We made Passion of Christ, shit like that. Like I said, it's a mindset. It's not necessarily talking about a skin tone type. It's a mindset. Now, if the skin tone matches the mindset, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's a mindset. Because not everybody that you see is of the same skin tone. Like I said, Drake, right? You're talking about Jewish people, well, Drake. Which is funny because Kanye West made sure he didn't say nothing bad about him. So these people are, you want to call them their elites or these high society, whatever bullshit label you want to put on them. They also have their own groups. Universal law of polarity. It's a duality. It's left or right, up or down. Oh, what, Kanye West not a Democrat, now he's a Republican? We watch the same shit happen to Trump. Everybody's like, oh, Trump this, Trump that. Motherfuckers did not say nothing bad about Trump till he wanted to talk about running for president and he was switching up the narrative. What is Kanye West doing talking about running for president and switching up the narrative? That's why they get the label controlled opposition. But opposition has to exist anyways because of law of polarity. Opposites. This or that, the duality, because all you see is two things. But it's not just those two concepts, not those two opposing forces. There's always a whole bunch of other things going on too. Think about Madonna. She's a Kabbalist. She studies the Kabbalah. She's Kabbalah, right? Look at her halftime show at the Super Bowl and stuff. Look at her performances. Now take that and look at the shit that you've seen Kanye West do in his videos. Now you take that and look at the shit you've seen Katy Perry doing in her videos. You see the shit, what is it? The evils, devils. Dear Lord, somebody come and save me. Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Jay-Z rapped that, right? That's Jay-Z's song. Well, he didn't rap that, but that's a Jay-Z song. Off Reasonable Doubt. Huh. Interesting. When they talk about these people are running hip-hop and doing stuff like that, Kanye West is telling you who those people are, and you're like, what? That's crazy. But I'm telling you, it's the same shit that's been there since the beginning, and people know about it. You just keep their mouth shut. I think I had a list. I had a website. I'm not going to, fuck. And I deleted it. Maybe I didn't. It's islamradio.net, but I don't know how credible they are. It doesn't even matter. Because some of these names I already know anyways. Paul Berman. Paul Rosenberg. When you hear Eminem skits talking about his managers and stuff like that. I said Jimmy Iovine. David Myers, The Source. Leor Cohen. I talk about Def Jam, Leor Cohen. That's the shit we're talking about right there, man. That's shit we're talking about. Because what? Hip hop was being sold as a black thing, right? So you couldn't put no white person out there. And when you did, you know, it was almost at a hit or miss sometimes how it went. But even at essence, it had to be authentic in itself. But yeah, behind the scenes, doing the business side of it, doing the contracts, doing the marketing and stuff, are those people black? But you get mad that there's no NFL black head coaches. There's no NFL owners that are black. But you're not mad about what's going on in hip hop. Make that shit make sense. Right? Make that make sense. It's a lot of double standards and stuff, man. But because you don't like the messenger, you just ignore the message, dismiss it, or not ignore it. You call it crazy and then you dismiss it. If you hear something that sounds different than what you're hearing, you should not just label it something negative. You should just take it for what it is and think about it. That's it. Because I guarantee anyone that's talking about the Jewish people in hip hop and stuff, what the fuck you talking about being this and that, look that shit up. Look up who owns the record labels, who owns the record companies, the production companies. Look who the producers are. Who owns the publishing companies? Who owns the publishing rights? Who owns the rights to their music? Who owns the rights to their sound? Don't forget, these people are selling you an image as well. Why all the female rappers in mainstream hip hop look the same? And why they always been looking the same? Long are gone your days of Queen Latifah being a mainstream hip hop artist. Who you calling a bitch? UNITY? No. Well, those shit is long gone, right? African Bambaataa days is long gone, right? Long gone. Look what we got now, right? And I'm not saying they don't have good skill or they can't rap necessarily. Some of them do, some of them fucking suck. Either way, what it's coming down to is people are trying to collect a paycheck. Even though the passion might be there, the passion is not overtaking the monetary value in which they're trying to attain. They're trying to attain money. when you think about hip hop and music and stuff like that, they're like, oh, I'm out here hustling. We out here making records. We're constantly putting songs out. We're doing this. It's not about constantly putting songs out. It's about your passion in what you're doing. Do you have passion in what you're doing? Do you have pride in what you're doing? Because we just constantly putting shit out. Well, that's exactly why everything sounds like shit, because it's influenced by monetary gain. It's not influenced by real passion, and we care about the music and the craft and what we're doing. It's about how many songs and albums can we put out, how many things can we get put out there, promotion and so that, so we can make more money. And if that's the case, that's fine. Because what I did is, fuck this, I'm going to go find some other fucking music. I'm going to find some other hip hop. I'm going to fucking listen to rappers in a whole nother language. Doesn't matter. I just want to hear people that love the fucking music. Because you can love the music and still make money. No one says you got to be a fucking billionaire. Everybody wants to be a billionaire. I don't know why. Most of y'all can't even manage your fucking money that you got now. So how the fuck you want to be a billionaire? Oh, don't worry. You'll have someone else manage your money. Like a dummy. Because when you have someone else manage your money, guess what? They're paying attention to what you got. They're counting your chips. And that's okay if you trust them. If you have a good relationship, that's fine. Me, I'm a paranoid motherfucker. I don't trust people. So I'm always going to, whatever amount of money I have, it has to be something in which I can manage. Because until I find someone that I'm okay with that does my shit or whatever, I don't know. But be honest with you, they come out with AI accounting programs, which I'm sure they will, if it's not already here. Once they have that shit really sorted out, and I'm comfortable with that, I'm using AI. Y'all don't trust you motherfuckers, right? Because y'all have too many emotions. The program is going to do what the programmer is meant to do. Think logically. I can't believe I'm siding with AI now. I might as well fucking ride along with Elon Musk. This shit is wild. You gotta pay attention to what's going on in hip hop and stuff, man. So what Kanye West is saying ain't crazy. It's just that your ass don't fucking know anything. That's it. That's it. And that's okay too. That's not a shot. That's not a bad thing. It just means that you can educate yourself. That's it. That's it. But for everybody to be like, oh, Kanye West is going crazy. He's doing this and doing that. You're just following the narrative, man. You're just being an NPC. And I've been there before too. You have a knee-jerk reaction, like, I can't believe he said this, I can't believe that. I still have to stop myself from having those knee-jerk reactions because that program is embedded in the code of your DNA. What do you think your DNA is? GTAC, what do you think that shit is? Code. It's code. Right? This shit is not that hard, man. It's really not. It's really not. You just got to stop and think and attain some knowledge. Increase your awareness. Trying to see who else is on. Fuck. I see some names, but I never heard them before. It says Alfred Chess. I don't even know who that is. Herman Luminisky. These are different executives and stuff. I know some names. I can't think of it. I know Leor Cohen was one big name that I remember. And I know Paul Rosenberg and Paul Berman and someone else too. And you know what? And it's not even like those people are wrong themselves. Because if you can pull something over on somebody, are you really a bad person? Because you told somebody with nothing that, hey, sign this contract, you get $100,000. Are you not helping them out? Give and receive, you gave them $100,000. It's not your fault that they didn't realize you were going to receive $100 million over the next 10 to 15 years. It's not your fault. Everybody, oh, I'm chasing the bag. You actually understand how stupid that sounds? Chasing a bag? Chasing bag? No. You don't want to, there's not a bag or bags. It's collecting assets. It's collecting resources, things of actual value. That's what it's about. You think you have money, unless you got some actual goal or some attachment to physical goal or something like that, real value, real assets, real things that actually have economic truth to it in this monetary system, you don't have shit. You don't have shit. So that's Kanye West talking about empowering black people, talking about owning your masters, doing all those different things, shit like other hip hop artists have said too. Right? Other hip hop artists have said too. You look at Bone Thugs and Harmony as they talk about how, man, they learned that, the music in the 90s was used to downgrade black people and stuff and take the black male figure out of the household, drugs, guns, violence, sex in the household, shit like that. Surprise, surprise. What the fuck y'all thought was going on? Look at the images that they put on TV. I remember growing up watching Boys in the Hood, watching shit like that and thinking, yeah, I look outside, my neighborhood don't look like that. I look outside, my shit ain't going on exactly like that. So I didn't look at that shit on TV and say, oh yeah, I'm just like those people. I looked at it like, huh, that's interesting. And that's it. That's cool. That might illustrate somebody else's life, but not my life. But because people want to align themselves with a skin tone, a characterization of their physicality, or a mindset, wherever the case may be, well, now you get sucked into that. But then you get mad when a motherfucker says, you know what? I don't think this shit is the way y'all think it is, right? That's why I get called Oreo or white boy, or you only like the white girls, or you only want to do this, or you never want to have black people, all those stupid shit. Why? Because I think independently of my own, because I think different, because I don't follow a script, because I'm not following the programming. Yeah, surprise, motherfucker. I'm trying to unplug from the Matrix. What the fuck are you doing? Apparently you like this stupid shit. And that's cool. If you like this dumb shit, I'm going to call it dumb. I'm going to call it dumb so I don't go back to it. That's why I'm going to call it dumb. Now, if you enjoy it, by all means, enjoy it. But the second you think about this shit, and you start to question things, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm being a fucking idiot. We'll kind of wrap this up, man. Kanye West ain't crazy. We got to stop throwing that term around. Just because someone is saying something more than what you're used to hearing doesn't make a motherfucker crazy. It's just them giving you a different perspective of opinion. That's it. And if you follow along thinking he's crazy and this and that and all and everything else, that's your opinion. But is that actually your opinion? Because it just sounds like you're following an NPC script. It sounds like you're no different than anybody else. Because even as I say all this stuff, I'm not even talking about I'm completely agreeing with everything. Actually, Kanye West is saying shit. He still don't even know what he's talking about in a sense. In all honesty, whether he's just coming aware of it or he's just following along with the script, being a program of control opposition, I don't know. But it's still incoherent. But you know how he gets. He's bipolar or whatever, so he's going to rant anyways. Then again, we're all emotional and we all rant when we're passionate about something. Or maybe that's what it is. He's passionate about trying to help people out. Almost like we always been doing. Remember, the same guy that made Jesus Walks. And he said, if I talk about God, my record won't get played. Wonder why. Wonder why a record talking about Jesus Walks wasn't going to get that much radio spin. I wonder why. And remember, those songs he already had out before. So once he kind of got a mainstream deal, so that it kind of just got re-released. Look what happens when Eminem tries to talk about God. Eminem went, 20-something years, and he finally mentioned God on a record with DJ Khaled. And who else was on that record? Was that not Kanye West? There's something else going on here, and it's right in front of your face, but no one's paying attention. People behind the scenes are pulling strings and saying, hey, you don't say this. We don't want you saying that. That doesn't go along with what we're trying to do in our narrative and what we're trying to push. And then you say, oh, you know what? I'm still going to say what I want to say. And then they say, don't worry. You can do that all you want to, but understand what's about to happen next. It takes someone with real cojones, right? Someone who's really authentic to stand up and say some shit that they know will get them ostracized by society. Imagine we live in a world where if you say something that just seems so completely different from everybody else, all you're talked about negatively. That's what they did to Andrew Tate. And these motherfuckers ain't saying nothing special, man. That's the wild part. They're not saying anything special. I can't wait till I get canceled. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I say that in the sense I know it's going to be stressful. I know I might lose my motherfucking mind. But God damn it if I didn't call it. God damn if I didn't call it, because I want everybody to go back and listen to my podcast episode. Right? It's going to be on Podbean, even if it's not on, I think Spotify and Apple and keep like 100 episodes. I don't know if I did that on purpose or if this is part of how they do this shit. But it's going to be on Podbean. So I say some wild shit, or I blow up and all of a sudden everybody flips the script on me and all of a sudden, which is wild because I already say fucked up shit anyway. But they don't know. Right? All right, I've been made fun of transgender. I've made fun of every fucking religion. Right? I made fun of sexualities. I made fun of everything. I done said fucked up shit all the time, and I will continue to say fucked up shit because what I'm saying is not fucked up. It's only that you think it's fucked up because it's different. Because someone on TV told you, oh, what he said is not correct. It's not right. You shouldn't talk like that. Bitch, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can talk whatever way you want to talk. In context, and when you're dealing with certain people in conversation. Now, someone puts a microphone in me, i.e. me, and I press record, and I say whatever the fuck I want to say. I mean, you know, it's a one-man show. My friends asked to do podcasts with me and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it. But at the same time, like, they have to be prepared because I know I'm about to say some shit that's going to make someone mad. And sometimes I do it intentionally, but it's so people can see other perspectives. It's to get you to think. It's to get you to expand your awareness. Because once you become aware of that other perspective, all of a sudden, the picture changes. Right? Other perspective, that's wild. Think about a flat earth. I've been looking at shit like that on Twitter. And I always look at stuff flat earth. But think about a flat earth. That's a different perspective. Think about hollow earth. That's another perspective. Right? Think about the earth being round. That's another perspective. Think about the earth being egg-shaped. That's another perspective. Just like right there alone, that's 4 or 5 different perspectives. Now you don't know what to fucking think. And that's the whole point. To question everything. Because as far as you know, everything these motherfuckers have ever told you is a lie. Your history books are a lie. The music you listen to is a lie. It's the things you watch on TV is a lie. Your motherfucking parents lie to you. Right? I mean, it's like, oh yeah, I remember my parents used to rap I remember the gifts used to be underneath the tree and stuff, and my parents used to tell me about Santa Claus. Those are lies, bro. Those are lies. I don't care if you think it's a Disney movie and it's all fun and games and it's imagination. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie because you know it's not truthful. You know it's not factual. That's a lie. What Kanye West is going through is trying to pick through the lies. If that's a genuine thing, either way, it doesn't matter. Y'all got to see that a lot of this shit are lies. A lot of shit. Oh, my computer fucking went lock screen. And I just moved the fucking mouse so it wouldn't do that. But everything you see, those shits are a lie. So like I said, as Kanye West sits there and talks about things that is nothing new. Y'all just not used to seeing motherfucker at this height say it. Because now you get to watch in real time the dismantle of him. But I think I seen a clip where he said, don't worry, I'll say wherever, I'll go away for a few years and I'll come back. Because he already knows the script. He knows the cycle. It happens all the time. And like I said, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, you might not see him back on stage in or you might not see him in movies and shit, but he's still doing his comedic thing. He's still doing tours. He's still getting his Netflix, right? Same with Cat Williams. He's still doing Netflix specials, shit like that, still doing tour and stuff. You might not see him in big movies. They might cut into your amount of money that you make, but they actually don't. Independence. Those who want to be aspiring artists, who want to be hip-hop artists, whatever the case may be, why are you not being independent? The technology is there. I sit in my bedroom and made a fucking song, release that bitch around the world. Click, 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 rap, 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 make beats, boom, 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 bam, out there. Like, what? I can sit in my room one day and make a song and put that bitch out there. And I'm doing this shit part time, extremely part time. This is my passion. It's something I've always done, right? But what happens if I get big? Who's gonna come knock on my door? Because if that motherfucker is a Rosenberg or some shit like that, that sounds like a Jewish, stereotypical Jewish name or whatever the case may be, then guess what? I'm like, oh shit. Told you motherfuckers, Jewish people was in hip hop. Well, but I have no aspirations to be around none of these motherfuckers. I have no aspirations to sit in the studios with them and make music. I have no aspirations to be around any of them and talk about the things wherever they want to talk about. I have no aspirations to be in Hollywood. I have no aspirations to be on the mainstream TV shows and networks or social media apps and none of that shit. I mean, being highlighted and stuff. I have no aspirations to talk to them and do their motherfucking interviews. Now, obviously, if the price is right, then yeah, maybe I'll consider it. But more likely, I mean, first and foremost, it's going to be a no. Because you got to know who you are as an individual. You have to know your fucking worth and your value first. When you sit there and you make your own music from the bottom up and you're editing and you're doing everything from the bottom up yourself, you take more pride in what you have. So when a motherfucker comes along and be like, hey, I can take you to the next level, your first thought is like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm going to keep doing my shit because I know how much work I put into this. I don't need nobody else coming in. I'll figure it out. Or I'll reach out to whoever I need to reach out for those connections that I need. Right? Why you need your own personal lawyer when you get one on retainer? Right? Why you need a distribution deal when there's TuneCore or there's other things out there that can get your music out there for you? Right? Why do you need people to help you produce your own music when you can buy a Mac Pro book or whatever and get GarageBand and make your own shit? You can buy Fruity Loops Studios. I used to use Fruity Loops back when I was in 2004, 2005, 2006. Yeah. I was using, Fruity Loops Studios for like 2 years. Soulja Boy song, the Crank That, where you think he made that bitch on? In his bedroom on fucking Fruity Loops Studios. But y'all remember that shit, man. Some of y'all ain't old enough to remember that shit. Or you weren't paying attention. I've always was paying attention to hip hop and rappers and where they're coming from and the origins, because I was always interested in how the success stories happen, because I was trying to figure out what is authentic and what is manufactured. And a lot of shit is manufactured. And when you hear Kanye West talking about, other rappers, other people talking about what's going on in hip hop and the people behind the scenes pulling the strings, that's exactly what the fuck they're talking about. They're talking about people manipulating things for their own gain. Kind of lost my point. I'm not gonna lie. But they're talking about people manipulating things, man. Why and how? Because they want to make money the easy way. Because let's be honest. I like rapping and listening to and stuff, but if I don't really want to make it, I still want to be involved in it. And I'm like, man, I know I can make money off this one guy. Or I can make money with this one guy, wherever the case. Because you put all the work, you did everything, and someone comes along and does a couple of legal contracts and get you a distribution deal, and now you got to pay them a percentage. And you're like, oh, that's fine, I pay him 10%. Well, don't worry, because he's getting 10% from you, and then 10% from the 10 other people that he's helped out. Micro ownership. You ain't got to own everything. You just got to have ownership in all little bit of things. Going back to what I was talking about, look up BlackRock and Vanguard. You ain't got to own 50% of something. Why are you owning 50% of something? Own 10% here, 5% here, 3% there, 12% here, 20% there, another 15% here, 17% there, 1% there, and another 1% there. And this time you'll throw out a 3%. Multiple sources, multiple streams of income, of revenue. Then if you understand the tax laws, now you don't have to pay taxes. See, they're not teaching none of this shit in school because you don't need to fucking know that. Because you are the next generation of employees. These musicians, these artists, these athletes, these people in the entertainment industry, just another form of employees who have an employer, whether they know it or not. But the technology is there. We're going to that digital age. We are in a digital age. A lot of things can be done on your own, and they know that's coming. But that's why they're trying to keep everybody still wrapped in the same matrix programming where you think you need someone else to help you elevate you. You don't need a motherfucking thing but yourself. Because those motherfuckers weren't there at the beginning to believe in you. They don't need to be there when you're on your way up to success, in a sense. They don't need to be there for your accomplishments. Hip-hop is being influenced because motherfuckers are not thinking for themselves. Kanye West is telling y'all that, and you're like, he's crazy, but he ain't the first motherfucker to ever do that, to say some shit like that. His dumb ass is now waiting until now. Let's say dumb. Oh, fuck it. It is dumb. His dumb ass is now waiting until now. Like, oh man, probably shouldn't sign that Adidas deal. Oh man, look what they're doing with JP Morgan. They're taking my money out of the bank. Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to throw on a Bitcoin ad, which is another bullshit thing, but I'm gonna keep going on and on. It's already a fucking hour. I can't believe it went on that long. And I done dropped so many things, and everything's connected. And if you think it's not connected, it's because your ass don't know some shit, and that's not my motherfucking fault. But until next time.